Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. Those of you that are new, welcome. You may also want to check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess, where I do have a bunch of other pick your card readings posted for you guys. Today's pick your card reading, we are doing what is your soul's archetype? Okay, what is your soul's archetype? And I want to say a huge thank you to Jennifer Aquarius Tarot. She donated 6 oracle decks. She is a creator on Etsy, and this is one of the decks that she sent me. She donated 6 of the decks to the channel. They are available for purchase in her Etsy shop. I will put the link for this one down below, but you're more than welcome to check out the other oracle decks that she does have. This one is called The Soul's Spiritual Purpose and Gifts. So we are going to be using this beautiful deck for our reading today. What is your soul's archetype? So we do have 3 crystals. We have Amazonite, a Druzy Agate Star, and we also have an Imperial Jasper. We are going to be choosing one of these cards to add into your reading, but this will also help you to choose based off of what your intuition is telling you. Those of you that want to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box. You can send me an email and I'll provide you on more information on booking readings as well as other services with me. So what is your soul's archetype? Let's see. What is your soul's archetype? We're going to choose one for the Amazonite for pile 1. What is your soul's archetype? So we have Trickster, okay, for pile number 1. And we'll see how these messages are kind of playing into your reading. So pile 2 with the Agate Star. We have the Destroyer. Okay, these cards that are coming out today. Oh my goodness. Pile number 3 with the Imperial Jasper. What is your soul's archetype? We have the Alchemist. Okay. So let's see, pile 1, we have the Trickster, and I don't want to drop this crystal. We have Amazonite and the Trickster for pile number 1. Okay. Pile number 2, we have the Destroyer. This makes me laugh. The Destroyer with the star for pile number 2. And then pile number 3, we have the Alchemist with this little Imperial Jasper here. And that is for pile number 3. Okay, so pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the cards, the artwork, the crystals, whatever you feel the most intuitively drawn to. Do keep in mind this is a general reading. General reading, okay? General collective energy reading. If the messages that come through don't really fit, don't try to force them to fit, okay? So not every single, pile we choose has everything 100% correct and perfect because it is a general reading, okay? So pile 1 with the Trickster and the Amazonite, pile 2 with the Destroyer and the Star, pile number 3 with the Alchemist and the Imperial Jasper. Timestamps will be down below and I will see you guys at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So those of you that resonated with the Trickster energy and the little Amazonite crystal here. So as I said, this will be part of your reading today. So for the light attribute of the Trickster, it says transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And the shadow of this, meaning when it's out of balance, not so great, we have manipulating others through duplicity, okay? So let's take a look at the tarot first and see what is coming through for you, pile number 1. What is your soul's archetype? What is your soul's archetype, pile number 1? Okay. So let's see, what is your soul's archetype, pile number 1? We have the Ace of Swords. What is pile 1's soul's archetype? We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. It's a lot of air energy here. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. And the Three of Cups. Okay. Let's take a look at what else is coming through. We have Trickster. I kind of feel like I want to pull some more of these cards here. I will say the energy that's kind of coming through here, I feel like your soul's archetype is one that is very intelligent, very well spoken, great sense of humor. You have the ability to see through people's lies, deception, illusion. You're someone who's very honest, very authentic. You believe in balance, fairness, treating people equally. And I feel like people like being around you. Like your energy is something that draws other people in. It just draws people to you. You're someone who's very, I feel like a great listener, a great speaker. When you talk to people, people listen. It's like their ears perk up, like they want to listen to what you have to say. There's also a very authoritative energy that comes along with the Queen of Swords. So it's like there's something that is very assertive and kind of, I want to say commanding, but just like in a way that it's like you're the truth bringer. You're somebody who speaks truth, and it's like people, whether people like it or not, you can be very blunt, okay, at times, very blunt, very straightforward. And it's because like there's no lying. It's just like you are who you are. I feel like you don't like beating around the bush. You don't like BSing people, and you don't want that energy in return. You don't want people to come to you with deceptive energy, and it's just like you're not about it. And I'm feeling here that with the Six of Wands energy in reverse, that although you are this very strong voice, and that's maybe something that many of you are meant to like learn in this lifetime, is to find your voice and to speak. The Queen of Swords is also very highly intelligent, very logical, rational minded, very focused, very disciplined, very much a visionary, your soul. And in a way that with the Six of Wands energy in reverse is like you don't like being in the spotlight. You're not wanting to speak to like, almost like you don't feel like you need the, what is that word called? You don't need the, I think it starts with a C. What is it called? When you don't feel like you need to be in the spotlight. You're not doing something because you're wanting attention and because you're wanting people to like you. It's like you don't care if they do or they don't. This is me. This is who I am. It's like you're not doing something for, what is that word called? It'll come to me. But yeah, it makes me feel like with the Six of Wands energy in reverse that you're not someone who's all about being in the spotlight and everybody look at me, like I need all this attention. It's like you fly under the radar in a way, like you're just like this, like my voice will be heard when it needs to be heard. Or like my opinion will be given to you, but it's a very honest, straightforward. It's the Queen of Swords is non-judgmental energy. So it's like people can feel comfortable saying and opening up to you with anything and know that you will give them honest advice, very direct, very straightforward. You know, you're not going to coddle people with this Queen of Swords energy. You know? Oh gosh, why can't I remember the name of that word? It starts with a C. What is it? It's like a short word. Like you're not doing it for the... Clout. That's the word. You're not about doing things for the clout. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, what else? What is your soul's archetype here? I feel like you're also very creative, incredibly creative. We have a teacher. The Queen of Swords is definitely a teacher. Okay, it says ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. That is all Queen of Swords energy. Very wise, very knowledgeable. The Queen of Swords is also very good at writing, communicating with clarity, directness, has a lot of knowledge and wisdom to share. And I feel like with the Two of Swords energy here, this can sometimes be, you know, when people are feeling confused or conflicted, you know, it's like you help to bring truth. You help to bring clarity to their mind, to their heart. And I feel like with the Three of Cups energy here, it's about joy and happiness, right? Your soul, I feel like in its true nature is happy. You know, is finds joy maybe in learning and teaching others naturally. You know? But I just feel like with the Six of Wands, it's like you're not someone who's trying to be in the spotlight, even though it might feel like that sometimes because of the way that people are drawn to you. But yeah, it makes me feel like you don't do things for the clout. Like you're just smart. Pile one, you're just smart. You're just intelligent. Like you speak for yourself, you know, in a way that you don't have to try. You just are that way. So the shadow attribute of the teacher says manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Okay. So I would say, of course, you know, we all have a shadow. We all have a shadow. So there can definitely be, especially with the trickster energy. I'm noticing it's a magician too. So it makes me feel like your soul's archetype is one that is very, you know, into manifestation, making things happen. I'm noticing the shadow attribute down here says manipulating others through duplicity. Now, I will say with this trickster energy, you may also be someone who, because of the directness in your communication or this, you know, the way that you speak or communicate with others, that although I will say this is a shadow aspect of the Queen of Swords, that you can be somebody who in your, I would say your shadow aspect, that you can be someone who is maybe manipulative, a little bit much in the ego with the Queen of Swords. And I feel like that's kind of when you let your shadow take over. But it makes me feel like with the manipulation part of it, that if you're someone who, the way that you speak or that you communicate, it can also make other people feel small. Right? Because the Queen of Swords, you have to watch your tone and the way that you speak and the way that these words are coming through. You know, sometimes the Queen of Swords will have like no buffer. It's just like straight out, direct, blunt. So it may need to be, I mean, like I said, the Queen of Swords does not coddle. Does not coddle anyone. So I'm feeling that maybe at times with the manipulation energy here, it could be that you help, I would say, to influence things in your way, especially like if you want something, you know. And I will give you an example, and this is me just kind of sharing with you guys. There was one time I went to this job interview and I knew that I had a lot of competition at that job interview. And I knew that if I really wanted this job, that I had to say whatever I needed to say to make me the best candidate. And that's what I did. I went into that job interview very sure, very confident of myself. And this was actually one of my nursing jobs. And with nursing, when you're trying to get a job with nursing, you don't just have one person that's interviewing you. Sometimes it's a group of people. So I had 5 people in that room that were all like question after question after question. So I said everything that I needed to say, that the answers that I knew they wanted to hear. I said it. And they hired me. They hired me. But I feel like that in a way could be a little bit of that, you know, kind of little trickster energy. But I feel like just be careful, right? Especially if you do have the gift of voice and communication and can communicate with people clearly. Yes, it can also be a little bit intimidating, right? With that energy. But that is one of the things that I know within myself that I've done in the past before to get a job interview, to kind of sway people's like decisions with hiring me or not. Like, is this a good candidate? I said everything that I could say to make them say like, wow, she's amazing, let's hire her. And they did. Okay. So that is my little advice there. So you can use it, right, in a good way with that type of energy. You just have to watch that you're not doing it from a place of deception. And I wasn't being deceptive. I was just like, I need this job. I want this job. I want to work here. And what do I need to say to these people to make them hire me? Okay, so let's see. Pile 1. What is your soul's archetype? Many of you guys would be very gifted with writing, teaching, anything having to do with the mind. We have an influencer. Look at that. Quick to start new trends and spread knowledge. Very persuasive. That's what I was doing, right? We're going to think about it that way. Being persuasive. Yeah, I like that. Let's see what else here. What is your soul's archetype? Pile number 1. What is pile 1? Soul's archetype. What is that? Catalyst. It says you are a human catalyst. You have helped others to set off into their own spiritual transformation, right? Because you're teaching here. I'm going to rearrange these because I like it better this way. Let's get a little bit more. I'm going to get one more of these, and I feel like one more archetype card. What is your soul's? Look at that. Healer. Nurturing soul. Natural healer of mental, physical, and emotional issues in yourself and in others. Okay? There's a lot of power in healing with words, right? Telling people, you know, speaking to them honestly, giving them, like I said, the Ace of Swords is clarity. Okay? Bringing about restoring happiness, joy, bringing people together. Is what I'm getting here. What should I do? Leave these like that. Okay, let's put one more. What is your soul's archetype? Engineer. Look at that. Brain on you, pile 1. Engineer. It says ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions. That's what the Queen of Swords does. She's a problem solver. It's analyzing data, information. Some of you maybe really would make great engineers, or, you know, into psychology, psychiatry, anything having to do with the study of the mind, researching, you know, working for law enforcement in a way that you're, you know, being an investigator or a detective. The Queen of Swords is, I always think of her as Lady Justice. She's all about fairness. She could be a judge. She could be, you know, someone who is an attorney, a lawyer, a super secret spy, investigator, you know, finding truth, finding answers, right? Maybe even for some of you, like a private investigator skills, into forensics, all kinds of good stuff there. Okay, but yeah, I just kind of see in a way that your soul's archetype is one that craves knowledge, wisdom, and then being able to kind of give that back to others by teaching others what you've learned, influencing, a catalyst for others, healing. Okay, I love this energy. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's see what else. Pile number 1. What is your soul's archetype? What is your soul's archetype? The Hunter. It says, use focus and patience to achieve your goals. Venture out and destroy that which would stand in your way of success. I love that. We have, look at that, the Influencers here twice. Use your charisma to attract charm and influence those around you. Great things will come your way. Right? Which makes me feel like you can be somebody who influences other people to think a certain way, act a certain way, especially when it's kind of helping them in a powerful way to do things, right, for themselves, or to see things even in a different perspective. You know, maybe their own limitations, things of that nature. Okay, what is your soul's archetype? The Storyteller. Communicate your ideas to a larger audience and persuade them to your side. The words you speak have power and impact. I love that. We have the Innovator. Look at that. Innovator, engineer. You're not meant to follow the crowd. Choose the path less traveled and unlock your power of your mind. Wow, that's a lot of expansive knowledge there. We have the Spoiled One. The Spoiled One. Things will come easy to you now. Take advantage of this auspicious time and make the most of every blessing. So that can even come from you having power in your words, right? Like I said, this kind of looks like a little magician here. The power of your thoughts and your words. Many of you, I feel like, are very powerful with manifesting. And maybe if you feel like I'm not, then this is a time for you to really kind of focus your skills on, you know, the expansiveness of maybe taking a look at what thoughts or thought patterns, behaviors that you have that are blocking you from that Queen of Swords energy. You know, maybe this is more or less not feeling like you, because with the Six of Wands in reverse, it's also like not needing validation from anybody. Like, I don't need other people to make me feel strong. I don't need to be validated by others. Your soul doesn't need that. You know? What is your soul's archetype? We have the Unwavering. Your determination to succeed and your no-nonsense approach will be very difficult to crack and beat. You know? So it's like not letting people around you say certain things to you that are going to kind of get into your head or your mind to make you feel like there's anything that you cannot accomplish. And it's like your soul knows exactly what it's here to do. You're here to serve as a catalyst for change and influencing and healing, and you know, and I feel like I said, many of you with the Queen of Swords energy, it's your words, whether you're speaking, you're working on social media, influencing for some of you, you know, in the spotlight, but not feeling like you need to be in the spotlight. You know, it's being able to overcome challenges and not feeling like you need the validation of others, because it's like you validate yourself. I feel like yeah, really beautiful energy. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with the Destroyer card and the little agate star, this is going to be a reading. So we are going to incorporate this Destroyer card into your reading today, but we are going to pull your tarot first and then some more oracle cards to see what is your soul's archetype. Pile number 1. What is your soul's archetype? Okay, pile number 2, Spirit. What is pile 2's soul's archetype? Five of Swords. What is pile 2's soul's archetype? Ace of Swords. the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, the Three of Wands. Okay. All right. So what I'm kind of, and I'm going to tell you guys why I was laughing earlier, because the Destroyer card, and then you have the Star. Okay. Those of you that don't read tarot, I'm going to, well, I don't know, explain it either way. The Destroyer reminds me of the Tower. Okay. It reminds me of the Tower energy. And then you have the Star. And in the tarot, the Tower card is card number 16. And the Star is number 17. So it's kind of like the Tower energy. And then after, which is basically, I think of it as like the storm, the chaos. And then the Star comes in after that to restore peace, healing, renewal. So I don't know. I was thinking it was funny when I was looking at the cards. I was like, oh my God, that's so crazy. Okay, so what I will say, because you do have the energy or the archetype of the Destroyer here, and we're going to kind of read about this a little bit. The light energy says, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. And then the shadow attribute says, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. So looking at the Five of Swords energy here, the Five of Swords is an energy of conflict. It is feeling defeated, or kind of like, it can be an energy of loss, of experiencing loss, or being met with conflict in your life, whether it's your own or it is outside of you, external influences. And with the Destroyer here, because the Five of Swords can also talk about self-sabotage, okay? Self-sabotage. So it makes me feel like your soul's archetype may be one that is feeling like it has been met with a lot of challenge, a lot of conflict. This kind of very much reminds me of like Scorpio energy because with this kind of energy, it's like bringing about a lot of transformation. So you may feel like you're constantly going through tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. And it's kind of like everything within you is like breaking things down, with the Destroyer here, releasing what is potentially destructive. And that is destructive, right? With the Five of Swords. So with the Ace of Swords energy here, to me, this is an epiphany, a realization, clarity, the light bulb moment, right? Where you kind of just see something clearly for what it is, and recognize when it is something that has to be let go of, or something that has to be released, whether that is something that's changing and being released within you. You have the Two of Pentacles energy here, which is also a card of change. It's, kind of like, in a sense, trying to find balance within inside of yourself. The Three of Wands is also a card of thinking ahead, planning ahead, foresight, being able to kind of, to see how things are kind of taking shape. And then you have the Ace of Cups energy here in reverse. And the Ace of Cups in reverse can be when we have like creative blockages, or, blocks in our intuition. And so I feel like for some of you with this energy here, I feel like this is until you really learn how to master this energy and not be afraid of change, not be afraid of those tower moments that happen, that you go through, that you more or less learn how to just go with them. Whatever this is that is kind of coming across your path, in a sense, that you do find healing and renewal through these energies, because I'm also looking at this in the shadow aspect of it, of being self-destructive, being self-destructive, having a tendency to, or even getting yourself in situations that can create a lot of very chaotic energy in your life, right? Until you have that epiphany and you're just like, hold on a second. I'm the one who's making the decisions that is drawing in this energy towards me. You know, I am the reason. Sometimes we are the reason, right? That we go through some of the situations we go through because we made the wrong choice. But we learn from them. We grow and evolve through those tower moments that we have in life. So I want to see what else is coming through here, but that's kind of what I'm seeing so far. So let's actually pull these archetype cards first. We'll pull 2 more. So what is pile number 2's soul's archetype? The Lover. And the Guide. Okay. And we have the Lover energy here, and it says great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And then the shadow attribute to that says obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. You know, this could be like everything is falling apart, but pile 2 was like still holding on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this energy of not wanting to give up on something, not wanting to let it go. Even if, you know, we've got all this volcano here, you see the volcano coming, and it's just like there's still like I'm clinging onto something, holding on to something. And then I'm seeing the Guide here, which reminds me a lot of the Hermit energy. And it says represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. The shadow says places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. And so I feel that your soul's archetype may be one that is met with kind of gravitating maybe even towards certain situations that do create chaos. But it is through that chaos that you are kind of like finding growth, expansion within yourself. It's how you find yourself, or how you will find yourself, is through those darkest times in your life. Through the adversity, through the challenge, you become this stronger version of self. And I feel like the reason that you're going through that, and I feel like this might even tie into soul's purpose for some of you, is that you're meant to be a guide for others. You're meant to face the darkness, the challenge, all of those, you know, fears and worries and insecurities and all of these darker shadow aspect energies to almost like break you down and build you back up again, because it is through this darkness that you find your own light. And then you are able to then light the way and light the path for others, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's pull a couple more here. Right? Kind of like the light bringer. Your soul is like the, like the light bringer. You're the person who is leading others out of their own destructive energies, out of their own maybe obsessive behaviors, if these are ones that you have, or attachments, codependencies, unhealthy patterns of behavior, anything that is self-destructive, right? You work through those yourself and find out, okay, when I do XYZ, it leads me to this energy here. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of going through this. So it's kind of like you learn after experience, and it's like, you know, I feel like there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom that's being gained through these experiences for you. You're meant to lead others, you know, help others to find their light within inside of themselves. But it is through adversity. Okay, so let's see here. What is Pile 2's soul's archetype? A shapeshifter. Wow. Depending on how you want others to perceive you, you have the ability to change their perspective of you. Okay. What is Pile 2's soul's archetype? Pile 2's soul's archetype, spirit. We have the athlete. And it says, you are dedicated to push through physical limitations, strengthen your willpower, and development of your spirit. Okay, so pushing past adversity, challenge, right? This destroyer energy here. The father. Authority and security. You provide protection for the family unit. Provides the necessities of life. Which the father archetype is a lot about stability, structure, order, discipline, very authoritative energy, planning, making decisions, a big picture thinker. Okay. And I'm kind of feeling that with this energy, it's like you're like I said, learning how to do this, learning how to be this through your own challenges that you've gone through within your life. Trying to find balance. Opening your heart, I'm feeling as well, because you have the Ace of Cups here, which to me is also about blocked feelings, emotions, creative, intuition. Okay. Let's see what else. Pile number 2. What is your soul's archetype? The Traveler. Expect travel, movement, and even relocation very soon. Can be a great way to broaden your horizons. So your soul may also be one that wants expansion, wants growth, wants or craves to explore. Expansion. Okay, let's see what else. We have the Diviner. And it says, hidden treasures will be revealed to you. Pay attention to the signs and omens around you. The odds are in your favor. So many of you, I feel like your soul is also one that is incredibly intuitive. Many of you may be very naturally gifted when it comes to, you know, reading the tarot, picking up even on other people's energies, or other forms of divination, a strong connection to spirit. And this may be something that you're kind of uncovering as you heal, as you grow through, you know, or even identify your own self-destructive behaviors, right? Your own self-limiting beliefs or self-sabotaging behaviors that you're clearing here. We have the Seer. I love that. You know the truth about your situation. Believe in your psychic powers and follow your your hunches as it leads you forward. The Seer. That to me is like very clairvoyant. Very clairvoyant energy. Let's see what else. What is pile 2, Soul's archetype? I feel like many of you, if you're kind of feeling like a little lost or things like that, that there's a lot of you discovering your soul, discovering who you are at a soul level. And this is spending time in introspection, time in solitude, time alone. You know, so maybe even some of you may feel like in your life, like I haven't found the right person yet. There's a reason for that. You're meant to find you first. You're meant to discover who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, what your soul wants to do, right? We have the Peacemaker here. Any trouble or misunderstandings between friends or lovers are now healed. Reconciliation and reunion is possible. The Peacemaker. So it's like your soul's archetype is one that wants to heal others, right? From a place of love. And it may even be, I'm kind of getting this energy too, where you could be someone who attracts wounded people. Attracts wounded people, or even like you feel like drama. For some of you, feel like, why am I attracting all this drama? This makes me feel like there's a lot of transmuting of energy happening. Like your soul is one that transmutes energy from, right, anything destructive, and you're kind of out the other side of it. You are coming through with clarity. What is your soul's archetype? The soulmate. And it says, prepare yourself to meet your soulmate. Open your heart and let love in. Your soul partner is ready. And I feel like your soul is also one that loves love. I mean, you do have the lover here, Your soul loves, wants to fall in love, wants to be in love, wants to find love, on a hunt for love, right? Seeking, searching. And then we have the insightful here. And it says, know what you really want from a given situation so that you may gain understanding of what you truly desire. The insightful. And I'm feeling it's kind of like through these challenges that you go through is where you gain that insight. You know, you gain that. There's a lot of, I feel like, development for you in terms of your own strength, your own willpower, your own drive. You're just kind of like freeing yourself in a sense. Like your soul craves and longs to just be free and not held back by any limitations, right? A soul that is a fighter, that is pushing past lots of transformation to help with growth and renewal that you're finding within inside of yourself. Okay. So that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with the Alchemist card and the Imperial Jasper, this is going to be your reading today. So we are going to incorporate that into your reading today, but we're going to pull the tarot first to see what is your soul's archetype. What is your soul's archetype? And you do have your alchemist here, so it makes me feel that you are definitely a soul that transmutes energy. Balance. It reminds me a lot of the Temperance card. What is your soul's archetype? Pile number 3. The Hermit. What is your soul's archetype? The Emperor. The Moon. The Devil. Wow, this is some energy here. Look at that. This is all major arcana. What is your soul's archetype? The Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. And I'm seeing the Chariot at the bottom. It's like there's so much major arcana here. Okay, so let's pull some more archetypes here. I like where this is going. What is pile number 3, soul's archetype here? Pile 3, soul's archetype. A healer. Wow. This isn't just any kind of healer, I will tell you. Okay. And let's pull these 2. Some of you, okay, with the soul's archetype, right? We all are in a place where we're figuring out who we are, right? Some of us feel lost. Some of us feel like, I don't know who I am yet. I haven't really discovered who I am at my core. What my place is in the world, what I'm here to meant to do. It's a journey for all of us. We're all working through this. So some of you may feel like you're at very different stages or levels of discovering your soul's archetype. Okay? And I will say that this one is very unique. I can see how it can be a little destructive, but I feel like when you learn how to really learn how to do what this is that you're supposed to do. um, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay, so let's see. Pile 3. What is your soul's archetype? The Virgin. What is your soul's archetype? Okay, so we've got 2 more. The Old Soul and the Student. You have that here twice. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to start talking about the tarot first. I'm just going to make room here. But this one is very different, I feel like, than the other piles. Student, Student. We've got the Healer. Okay. So we have Old Soul, but you have Student. Okay, hold on a second. An Old Soul, but a Student. This makes me feel... Because I'm going to start with the Devil, okay? The Devil, which is the big thing here. The Devil is our shadow self. It is the part of us that is, you know, sometimes stuck in a place of ego, a place of limitations, restriction, oppression. And it's like, because you have this Old Soul energy, it makes me feel like you are someone who has gone through many, many lifetimes of going through these challenges, if you will call them. Karma. Because the Devil energy is something that controls and manipulates. It creates illusion and attachment and obsession and addictions and everything that is outside of what is healthy for us. It's just kind of like the overindulgence and all the things. We give in, right, to the energy of the Devil through our desires, through the things that we want and we can't stay away from, and that are just kind of drawing us into this energy, right? All the things, I'll say, all the things, whether that be love or, you know, adult beverages or other kind of stuff, okay? And what I'm kind of seeing here, because you have the Moon, and the Moon is also a card of deception, a card of illusion, a card of insecurities and fears, and the shadow aspect of the subconscious mind, where we keep all of our secrets and our, you know, worst fears that we have. And it's where we put all of our feelings and emotions and keep them hidden from things that we've gone through, traumas, and we stuff all of that down in that Moon energy. And so because it is a reflection of our subconscious mind, it can create confusion. It can create illusion and disillusionment, you know, and if gone too far, it can lead to where we literally become mentally unstable. We become, you know, so I feel like kind of taken in with that type of Devil energy that it's like some of you may struggle with your own shadow and your own ego to the point where it keeps you restricted and stuck. And some of you might literally be in that place right now, especially with the Hermit energy here. The Hermit is, you know, kind of like an energy of solitude, spending time alone, introspection. I'm also feeling that many of you, your soul's archetype is one that does like to be alone, or that feels like it needs to be alone to recharge. To recharge here. What else do I want to say with this? I feel like because of the Old Soul energy here, it's kind of like you being a soul that has gone through many lifetimes of facing your shadow. And I feel like you are also someone who triggers other people's shadows. You might even find yourself in situations where this kind of reminds me of like empath energy. Some of you could be empaths, in which you are reflecting back to people or even seeing in other people shadow aspects of yourself that need to be healed. So I'm seeing this in two different ways. You being a soul, your soul's archetype being one that reflects other people's shadow, and you are a mirror for them, and you taking on that energy of their shadow and reflecting that back to them. And sometimes you will find people don't like it. They get irritated. They don't want to be around you. They don't like you. People push you away. Or you may even find it in a way that your shadow is reflected in other people. And those are things that you need to heal within yourself. There's something triggered within you. So to me, it's like this evolution that your soul's archetype is one that is like I don't want to call it, it's an alchemist. It's an alchemist. It is the Temperance card in the tarot, the transmutation of energy. So we have two shadow energies here, the moon and the devil. But it is through the energy of the hermit where we spend time in solitude, in reflection, in introspection. We get to know who we are as a person. This is where we find ourselves in the hermit energy. We find out who we are, right? Without our fears, without those subconscious beliefs that are keeping us stuck. Because the devil can also bring about fear, worries, doubts in our mind. So your soul's archetype is one. We have student is here twice. So this is kind of what gives me your pile being different, because for many of you, learning how to master this is not easy, right? To keep the shadow in check, the shadow self in check. And it's like your soul is one that's like, I want to call you guys like a transformer, like someone who transmutes energy. Transmutes energy, transmutes the shadow, facing the shadow. It is through your shadow where you find your light in that hermit energy. So many of you may feel like, I want to be alone. I need my time to recharge. It's like your soul craves solitude, craves reflection, quiet introspection. And those of you that I would say like that are caught up in this energy right now, living in fear, living in doubt, living with insecurities, subconscious beliefs that are keeping you restricted, oppressed, and stuck, this is what you need to get yourself out of that, is the hermit. Because it is through that, because even with the student energy here, it says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. It's like your soul's archetype is like the endless student. You're meant to learn. I feel like during this incarnation, your soul's archetype is meant to learn and understand the shadow. You're meant to explore it. You're meant to learn and grow and evolve from that. So it's kind of like you may feel like experience after experience that you have is facing triggers, facing traumas, facing challenge, facing, all of your doubts, all of your fears, all of your self-limiting beliefs, all of the restrictions that keep your soul in a way trapped. The illusion of being trapped. You're not trapped, right? But the devil energy brings in the illusion of it. The subconscious mind, right? That kind of plays tricks on us. The illusion of feeling stuck. And you're meant to be the student here. It says forever growing mindset, diligent and persistent to learn, absorbs knowledge and information like a sponge. So many of you, I feel like, are also very observant. You makes me feel like you can read a room. You can kind of pick up on people's energy. You can pick up right away even on people's shadow self. You can pick up on their The energy in spaces for some of you, energy in other people. It's like when you meet people, you meet their shadow. That's what you see. You see, not that you're just like purposefully like picking out like, oh, this is wrong with this person, that's wrong with this person. It's like that's what you see. You're meant to learn from the shadow in this lifetime. So your soul's archetype is one that is learning how to transmute this energy. And it could be that you're teaching other people to do the same. To learn how to be, once you master this, I feel like your soul is here to learn it. The shadow, all about the shadow. Delve into it, dive deep into it, explore your shadow side. You have the healer here, which says passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. How can you do that? I mean, you can, but in order for you to have the tools that you need, right, you have to first go through and be able to do this for yourself. That is what your soul is here to do. So your soul's archetype is one that is helping, in a sense, to draw out the shadow or to face the shadow, facing your inner demons, which means that that could present a lot of situations in your life where you are being met with that, whether it's through other people or things that you're dealing with inside of yourself. The shadow of this, which some of you could struggle with that, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So there could be issues surrounding integrating the things that you've learned, right? Let's just say we know, like, okay, well, I'm aware that I self-sabotage. But when that next situation comes in, instead of saying, okay, I've learned from this last experience and I'm now going to integrate what I've learned into making different choices and decisions this time, we still stick right along with self-sabotaging over and over and over again, right? So you are delving deep into your shadow pile 3 as what your soul's archetype is in this lifetime. Is meant to bring forth the shadow, to learn, to study the shadow. And it could be that you struggle with that. And even in this time is getting your own shadow under control, right? Not because it's never going to leave us, right? The devil is the shadow, the ego. These are always going to be a part of us, right? The ego serves to protect us during our experience here on earth. But the ego can also get out of control and kind of having us make all kinds of choices and decisions that lead us to some very unfavorable situations. So we have to learn how to observe how the ego is protecting us, what the ego is saying, and say, okay, I see you. I know you're here, right? I know you're trying to protect me right now, but my intuition is telling me I need to do this, and that's what I'm going to honor. So I feel like with the healing energy here, you're transmuting, you're healing. And I feel like once you have this mastery of your own shadow self and learning to bring it into balance, your own ego into balance, we have this beautiful Ace of Wands and the Emperor here. And the Emperor here is about focus. It's about discipline, stability. Your soul's archetype may also be one that is a great leader, that has the ability to lead others, maybe even on their path of discovering who they are by facing their shadow. There's this beautiful transmutation of energy that's happening here with that Ace of Wands, where you take this and you turn it into that, the Ace of Wands. Right? So let's just say with your moon and your devil energy, you've gone through XYZ trauma, you've gone through this type of challenge in your life. And instead of sinking low into that type of situation that you've had that has happened to you, you've taken some time to really think about it, heal it, what you learned from it, you know, accessing also knowledge and things like that from even from your past lives, right? Things that you can remember through your dreams, or your soul just kind of automatically knows what to do, right? Because it has that experience. Your soul knows. So through you taking that time to, in solitude and respect and introspection and reflection, where you're deep diving and finding your light within inside of yourself through that darkness, the only way out is through it. There are no shortcuts, right? Got to go through it. It's not always pleasant. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. It's painful. It's bringing up a lot of stuff to the surface to illuminate it, to heal, right? And that's what you're illuminating here. You're illuminating the shadow, your shadow, other people's shadow, transmuting that energy. Many of you naturally gifted healers, and it may even just be your presence around certain people where you can transmute the energy in a room, right? I feel like many of you with the Emperor energy may also be very intelligent. You may come across as very, even like have an authoritative presence. You're staying disciplined, you're staying focused, you're staying organized, you're getting things done. The Emperor energy is masculine, so it's very much action oriented, So maybe for some of your soul's archetype is one that longs to be more disciplined, more organized, more stepping into your masculine energy, your power, And maybe for some of you, like I said, where you're taking whatever this is that you've gone through, taking the time that you need to heal it, becoming out the other side of it more empowered, that you then utilize that Ace of Wands and say, you know what? I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book that is going to help to heal people, because now I'm transmuting this energy, this thing that I went through, this stuff, and I'm transmuting this into a book that I'm writing, or a podcast that I'm creating, or I'm painting. I am creating my own business. I'm coaching people. The Hermit is a guide. The Hermit is a guide, guiding others, holding the light bringer, the light holder for others, people, right? And then you also have the energy of the Virgin here. It says maintaining the purity and innocence of the heart and soul, special connection to the divine source. So it's almost like you are, I'm seeing a lot of this as this innocence and purity here. It's like giving me like the energy of renewal, cleansing in a way, purifying the soul, helping to purify others, teaching other people, healing them. The Emperor is about being a leader, right? Big picture thinking, bigger picture perspective. It's also very authoritative energy, disciplined, focused, organized. Okay, so let's see what else. Wow, that's a deep one. That is a deep one. Okay, let's see, pile 3. What is your soul's archetype? The boss lady. It says possible promotion on the horizon, climbing the corporate ladder, and gaining the respect of others. Okay, and that is something that is very much possible for you. We have the protector here. Angels are providing protection while spiritual changes are occurring around you and guiding you to your true path. So it's like you're going through all of these things, and even though in those times where you're going through these things, you feel like I'm alone, nobody's here, your spirit team has got your back, protecting you as you are going through, as you are being at Earth School, we'll say, learning this. Okay? The loner. What you're searching for can only come with long periods of solitude. Some paths you have to walk alone. That is the Hermit energy. The Liberator. This makes me feel like a lot. It's like, I don't know why. It just kind of feels like a lot of first house energy to me with the self, like your identity. You're discovering who you are in this lifetime, apart from the shadow, right? Strip away the illusions that the shadow brings in. right? All those fears, all those doubts, and this, who are you underneath that? That's what I feel like you're figuring out here. The liberator. Your burdens are being lifted, clearing away any blockages that once held you back. Freedom. Freedom. The mother. Be kind to yourself and search for beauty and happiness in your life. Allow yourself to experience pleasure. Right? Happiness being something that is your birthright. We have the student. Again, you have 3 student cards here. Okay? Your soul's archetype is a student. Learning, learning, and learning. Good time to learn a new skill or try something new with focused attention. Skills and talents will dramatically improve. So I hope with you seeing the word student here 3 times with 3 different decks will help to bring you, I feel like, a lot more calming to your soul, to know that you have a very important mission here on earth. You're a student. You're meant to learn, right? And yes, of course, it can get frustrating with you're going through so many different challenges after challenge after challenge, and you're just constantly like, I'm tired of these lessons. I'm tired of this, right? But I feel like changing perspective in the way that we look at it. My soul is learning. I'm here to learn. My soul is here to learn this lifetime. So I'm going to take it all in. I'm going to take some time after I go through these things and take that time for solitude. What is this teaching me? What am I learning? What things am I taking back to the spiritual realm? You know, once my time is done here on earth, what am I bringing back with me? What am I learning here, right? We're taking it all in here. Okay. And I love that you have the mother, and to me that's like father energy, the emperor, and then you have the protector here, the loner. It's like very nurturing. Maybe some of you are learning how to nurture yourself, how to learn to love yourself, how to find balance within your feminine and your masculine energies without the illusions. Fully stepping into your power. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile number 3. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.